What's up, everybody? This is A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing Uranus squared Mars in the Synastry chart. This is a Synastry aspect that you may or may not have with your partner, but either way, this video is still for you. So, first, we're going to address what Uranus is all about. Uranus has to do with being unconventional, breaking the rules, breaking the norms, breaking the status quo. It has to do with really going against the norm. Anything that is outdated is all about Uranus. It also has to do with electricity, like storms, thunder. All of those things have to do with Uranus. On top of that, Uranus is very much innovative. So it will be very much like future seeking. It also does bring to the table unsudden and unpredictable circumstances to the table. So, if you are in a relationship, it could end very suddenly. This is what can go on with Uranus. It can take off very suddenly. This is what goes on with Uranus. It happens at a second's notice. It happens right now. Automatic change, automatic something being completely different, something being altered. Uranus also does have to do with chaos, confusion. So, and even crisis situations. It's a lot to Uranus. I'm gonna tell you right now. But things do happen sporadically and suddenly. So now Mars. Mars is all about being a soldier, being a warrior. Your fighting spirit and your warrior soul. It's where you get your courage from, where you get your drive from, the way that you stand up, the way that you show up. Mars is about war, so it will be very much linked to weapons, fighting to the death, fighting for what you love, fighting for what you believe in, going after what you want in this life. This is what Mars is all about. Mars also is linked to sex and sexuality. So it will show you the way that you like to have sex, what you are most attracted to in a person, and things of that nature. So now, anytime you see a square in between two planets, that is going to mean that there is a conflict with these planets. It's going to be in signs that are not getting along, not meshing very well. And because of that, it's going to be an obstacle. It's going to be a storm going on here. If you see an opposition, that means that these planets are in opposite signs, completely opposite signs. So you're going to be looking at things from an opposite standpoint. Also, the conjunction. If you see a conjunction, that means that these planets are in the same exact sign. So at times things will run smoothly, and other times it will be chaotic. So the conjunction, the square, and the opposition are very much the same and similar as far as this theme goes, because these issues and obstacles will arise, and sometimes you're going to be able to manage them and sometimes you're not. It just goes as far as the opposition. It's going to be opposite standpoint. The square is going to be more of the conflict than the opposition, and then also with the conjunction, at times it'll be smooth and at times it won't be. So you're still going to deal with these situations. But now if you see a sextile or the trine, that is going to indicate that as far as the planets go, they are in planets that get along very well. And they blend very well. And because of that, you're still going to have these themes, but you're going to know how to maneuver. You're going to know how to move in a situation. So we're going to jump right into this today. Uranus squared Mars and the Synastry chart. So now these men and women, they definitely come together, and they are very much explosive, interesting, and exciting. This is what their relationship is going to be indicated as. They're going to love to want to have a good time, travel, go on adventures and things like that. These are the type of people that you would definitely see, even if they're not traveling very far. They're finding a way to keep themselves live. They finding a way to enjoy their time together. You can also see these men and women probably even being around group settings a lot, being on a block, chilling outside at barbecues and being the life of the party, really turning up. You can see them dancing at a party, having a good time, playing cards, playing spades, dominoes, and things of such, and really having a lot of people around them also when they are enjoying their time together. They can love to want to spend time, have drinks, smoke weed, do whatever other drugs that they might like to do, and really just be enjoying each other's company. Okay, the sexual attraction is extremely strong in the beginning of the relationship. They come together and they are absolutely blown by one another, intrigued by each other, wanting to know more about the other person. The other person seems very exciting, and the other person seems very exciting also. It's like they're holding the same amount of energy with inside of them. So now the Mars person will find the Uranus person very much exciting and unpredictable, especially in the beginning of the relationship. And now the Uranus person is going to be turned on by the Mars person and the sexual possibility the relationship offers. Okay, so this is also a strong indicator of sexual passion, making love, um, throwing it back on him. You know what I'm saying? Him standing up in it and all kinds of shit like that. This is what's going on in this placement. They are enjoying each other's time, each other's company. They want to explore things. With this placement, you can be very much experimental. So in this partnership, you might even find that these men and women might be swingers. They might be swingers. They also might like to have threesomes. They might like to do it outside. They might want to do it somewhere unusual, okay? Because you know Uranus is at the table. But now with this placement, a lot of times you could find Uranus squaring Mars in the Synastry aspect, and this can actually be found in homosexuals, people that are loving the same sex as them. You can find it in there, but you can also find it in couples that are heterosexuals and they love the opposite sex. You see what I'm saying? So this is kind of tricky because that can definitely go on and take place. But now, if this is somebody that is not a homosexual and they are not involved with a homosexual, what's going to go on to take place here is that a lot of times the partners are going to hold a lot of the same kind of energy. So maybe it's too much feminine energy from the woman, you know what I'm saying, from the man, and maybe it's too much masculine energy from the woman. And this is why the pairing is like it is homosexual, if you get what I'm trying to say. However, this aspect does favor a pull towards sexual experiments, wanting to do something unusual, wanting to do something that breaks the status quo, goes against the norm. So now this could be just as simple as when you're having sex, you like to go down on the person, you like to give head, you like to eat ass. You know what I'm saying? All of these different things can go on and take place, but it could go even further. Where you also do like to have threesomes, you want to have foursomes, fivesomes, and things like that. All of these things can go on and take place, and if it does not take place, it can be a full blown desire for both of you. It can be a desire for one of you to just be able to do that in the relationship. Both partners will push each other to try new things. You can also encourage each other to be involved in reckless and impulsive behaviors. So they definitely can encourage each other to do a lot of crazy shit. These are the type of people that you could definitely see in a relationship that open up cribs and live in the house. You see what I'm saying? Things like that. You know you ain't supposed to do that, but you did it, and you do it, and you'll do some more things. These are the type of people that can sell drugs with each other. You might encourage your partner to sell drugs. Also, You can one person could be a thief, one person could be a robber. You see what I'm saying? And you're encouraging it in some kind of way. A lot of things could jump on and take place with this placement. Okay, that does not have to be the case. That you are encouraging to do things in that way either. But you're definitely going to have other things in your Synastry chart that is going to smooth this out. Another side to this aspect is that it brings instability and volatility inside the relationship. So these men and women can go back and forth with each other. Um, they can have an unstable living arrangement where they are in a relationship but they are not quite fully living with each other. Could be that one person staying at the mother's house, the other person staying at their mother's house. Y'all are hooking up, having a good time, and every time you seem to be able to try to live together, it becomes difficult. But then at some point, you will still be able to live together. And when that happens, you can get into a lot of arguments, a lot of confrontations, a lot of heated disputes can go on and take place in the house. All right. Uranus person may see Mars person as a threat to their freedom and independence, which can make the Uranus person distance themselves from the Mars person. So the Uranus person wants to be free, wants to do the things that they want to do. They don't like being bored. And Uranus in general, it's very hard to pin down Uranus. Uranus is that unpredictable energy. When they get bored and things like that, they can move on and do other things, fresh things, new things, lively things. Uranus will be the person that is consistently and constantly about wanting excitement to the utmost level. Okay, and if excitement is not there, they start getting bored. So the Uranus person is going to definitely feel like that the Mars person is in some shape or form stopping their movements, even though the Mars person may not be actually stopping their movements. But what I've noticed with this placement is that the Mars person usually is not as active as they once was in the relationship. And this becomes very disappointing to the Uranus person that the Mars person had so much passion, so much love to give, will fuck them crazy all the time. And then now Mars is just not, seems like Mars is just not concerned with those things. Or Mars sees other things that needs to be done around the house, sees other things, and it seems like Mars is not interested. It seems like Mars is just not being how Mars once was. And Uranus finds that to be very fucking disappointing. So now Uranus knows how to get Mars temper levels up. So Uranus is definitely going to bring things up to Mars as far as what's going on in the relationship, things that went on to place and stuff like that. Mars will be annoyed, aggravated by Uranus. And this is why Mars's sexual level of intensity is now being broken down in minimums. Okay, so where they would constantly be banging each other out, now they're really not getting it in as much as they used to. Unexpected and explosive sudden arguments can arise, and this can be a consistent theme of the relationship. So these men and women, like I said, they will be going back and forth with each other. And over time, what ends up happening is that this can break down the relationship. And if the relationship doesn't fully break down to fucking ashes or just be completely destroyed and there is no longer a relationship, if they decide they want to stay in it, what's going to happen is that it will be a on again and off again sexual energy that is being played to the relationship, where sometimes they're having sex, sometimes they're not, sometimes they're wanting to, and sometimes they don't even really want to, and they're just doing it because they feel like it's expected of them to do it. So when that happens, now it's like the partner is not performing as they would before. So this is a tricky placement if you do have it, okay? Because what's going on here is that in the beginning, everything is so intense, so raw, so exciting, and so live. It's full of life. And you can't get enough. You want to be all over each other all the time and things like that. But over the course of time, because of the constant bickering, arguing, and fighting, just going back and forth over anything, over bills, over things that are going on as far as in your relationship, if the partner's cheating, if the partner's doing this, if the partner's doing that, any kind of arguing that you're doing is going to start tearing down the sexual nature of the relationship over time. When the initial exciting sexual energies die out, the Uranus person may feel bored and feel the need to move on. And this is exactly what I've been speaking about. Uranus wants to keep the passion hot. Uranus wants to keep the fire alive. And can be highly disappointed with Mars, be bored with Mars, wonder why they don't go out anymore, why they don't have a good time anymore, why they're doing the same things every single day. This is what Uranus is going to be very much concerned about. And the Mars person will try to make adjustments, but what ends up happening is that the Uranus person is no longer interested in really doing things like that with you. Okay, so this is a sexual bond, a sexual link that is being presented to the table that can break down over time if you do not have other aspects that is going to pull this ship back together. So yes, you can have sex on again and off again, on again, back off again, back off again. Okay, that's just what it is. And like I said, also with this placement, you do find this in partnerships that people are actually gay and homosexuals. Okay, because you have Mars in place and you have Uranus in place, so these energies are of unusual kind of pairing as far as the relationship goes. Okay, now if this is not the case, like I said, you will find that the man is definitely holding a little bit more of the feminine weight in the relationship. Okay, and the woman is holding the more masculine. That could definitely be the case. Doesn't mean that the man is not masculine in or reality, because he could be very much a man, but in the partnership, he could be very sensitive to his woman, be very understanding to her and not rough with her. Okay, where the woman can be kind of rough with him and not as gentle to him. You see what I'm saying? And vice versa. So this is what's going on in this placement. So I'm gonna leave that on this note for now, and in future videos to come I will go into more depth into this placement. Please be sure to check out my online store. It is Grimy Gear at www.grimygear.com. If you need a caterer, be sure to hit me up. I am the chef goddess also at Supreme Royale Catering at gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, be sure to hit him up. His business is Steve Sandy Helpers, and you can hit him up at aronnesbit90 at gmail.com. If you need me to analyze a birth chart for you so you can fully understand and grasp, that will be $50 for 2 hours. And if you need a Synastry chart or a composite chart, that will be $70 for 2 hours. If you would like a tarot card reading so you can get an understanding on your spirituality path, your health, love and relationships, career, or financial situations, that will be $30. So this has been a Force of Nature Spiritual Awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.